Cayman's top news headlines of the day from CMR.
Brought to you on Kiss FM by J. Michael, fashion for everyone. Good morning, Sandy.
Hello. Good morning, Blake. How are you?
Doing well. What do you got for us on this Tuesday morning?
All right. So I've got word that the police are going to be making an arrest very, very soon. And that arson of the police station.
Oh, it was arson. Is that what you're saying?
That's not what they're saying, but that's what my sources are saying.
Wow.
So we expect an arrest maybe today.
Okay.
Let's just say the person is not the brightest in the world. But yes, it's arson.
What would be the reason behind that? Just not liking the police? Or what?
Yeah, I think so. This person seems to always be at the police station doing stuff.
Okay.
So they decided to take it to the next level, which is not a smart idea.
Well, yeah, now you're not going to be at the police station any longer. You're going to be at North
prison. I know. Harder to start a fire there for sure. Of course, the police did confirm that no one was injured in the incident.
That's
we
good.
went by yesterday, and it looked like there's like an entire side of the police station that's completely destroyed. We did see crime scene investigators on the scene as well. Really sad. Cayman Airways pilot Adrian West passed away suddenly. We'd like to extend our condolences to his family on Friday, July 28th. I couldn't believe it when I heard the news Friday morning.
Was he actively a pilot?
Yes.
Wow. And
Yeah.
we the cause?
We don't officially know anything yet, but it looks like it might have just been like a heart attack or something sudden.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, really nice guy. The irony of it is the weekend before when I was in Miami and they had some delays, he was on the flight as a passenger that was delayed coming back. And he saw me struggling with my backpack and said to me, "Oh, I'll help you. I'll take it in the back. And then when we get off the plane, I'll bring it to you when we land in Grand Cayman." I was like, "Oh, wow, this guy is so nice." I didn't personally know him, but my sincere condolences to his family. Everybody says he was just such a great guy.
Oh, well, that's a loss for sure.
Really sad. Yeah. Right. In Singapore, you can get hanged if you bring in drugs. So just FYI.
that's
PG or anything else.
That's not a new rule. That's been around.
I know, but the first time that they've executed a woman in 19 years.
Wow.
Not good.
Yeah, they don't mess around. You can also go by firing squad.
Oh my gosh.
As well. Yeah, they don't mess around for the littlest thing. And
pretty crazy.
And Bali is one of those countries as well. It doesn't mess around.
Jeez.
Yeah,
pretty extreme. But anyway, if you're finally traveling there, be careful.
I'm sure it's violating some human rights there, but
yeah, of course there's been protests, but I reckon the government cares. All right, Yen Shang Guerra, a Cuban national residing in the Cayman Islands for over a decade, has been accused of rape, of assaulting a woman at the Savage Ink Studios on West Bay Road, where he works as a tattoo artist. He pled not guilty on the 21st to 3 counts of indecent assault and 1 count of indecent assault by penetration. And he is now going to return to court on August the 24th.
Okay.
So we'll keep you all updated on where that case progresses and how it goes. Very, very interesting. Those are your news headlines this morning. Have a fantastic day.
Thanks, Sandy. We'll catch you on Bobo 89.1 FM for your morning program. Also, just ahead for us, we're going to play.
Good morning, everyone.
Bigger. Better. Bolder. The cold, hard truth is taking talk to the next level. Right here on Bobo 89.1 FM, Cayman's Community Radio. We are still spilling the tea and committed to being part of the change that Cayman so desperately needs. Join Sandy Hill weekdays from 7:30 a.m. for Premier Access, Cayman Voices, Truthful Thursdays, and much more. Cayman's #1 talk show is now bigger, better, bolder, and more than talk. Getting results with hot topics, consumer reports, court exposés, and more.
I've come to set the record straight. I've come to shine the light on you. Let me introduce myself. I am the cold, hard truth.
Now, from the CMR studio in Grand Cayman,
Live, direct.
it's the cold, hard truth. Now, join the conversation on 345-936-2626.
That number again is
345-936-2626.
Good morning, beautiful people. Happy Tuesday as we get this show on the road. I'm trying to log into everything this morning. Had a little restart last night of the computer, and then I couldn't remember my password. So what a hot mess that was. Thank goodness we got an IT expert here living in this household, because boy, oh boy, might have been in trouble this morning. Anyway, we were able to recover, and we're back in line, but now I'm being forced to log into every single little thing. And I'm just like, oh gosh, I can't remember that password either. And of course, everything has a password authentication process. So trying to go through all of that. These are the things you got to do to keep yourself safe, honey chill. Oh, good grief. Now this thing is updating. Are you serious? All right, give me a second to the WhatsApp people to get your links. That app seems to be updating, so that might take me a minute. So let me see what we got here now. All right, give me a couple. Let me try and get that sorted out. Hold on one second. Let me grab the YouTube link. Some people prefer to listen on YouTube. Not everybody has Facebook, so hold on. Let me grab that one. Okay. And even people who have Facebook, sometimes they prefer YouTube video to Facebook. So yes, honey chill. All right. So happy August the 1st. Sorry. I think y'all know exactly. I smell porridge this morning. I think you guys know what that means. It is our birthday month, so we are going to be celebrating the whole month. Super excited. What can I say? August is the best month. And that's my opinion. You don't have to agree, of course. That's one of those things. You can choose to disagree, because I'm sure if you're not born in August, you're like, yeah, Cindy, I don't know about that. I don't believe it. But take it from me. Yes. Straight from the horse's mouth. I'm giving you good opinions this morning. It's not a fact. It's an opinion. All right. This thing's still updating. Good grief. Now it says restart. Oh, shoot. I hope it meant restart the app and not restart the computer. Whew. There we go. All right. Sometimes you gotta be careful when you're clicking on these things on the computer, honey chill. So I have a little bit of a interesting situation in that, okay. I don't know what this is all about. Your Microsoft account brings everything together. Do you really? Okay. I was gonna say that good grief. Okay, trying to get this app running. All right, here we go. I was going to say, folks, that some days so much is going on, but I had a bit of a interesting situation yesterday, which right now I cannot recall what I was going to tell you because it literally was in my head and then poof, it disappeared. So, what a hot mess. In the meantime, let me send out these links as it might re-enter my head as I do something. Well, when you do routine things, like, oh man, I'm trying to remember something. They say the best thing to do is do something like ironing, knitting, like something that you do all the time that is very, very routine, and you're not thinking about the thing that you're trying to remember. And then it will just pop right back into your head. That's what the scientists claim. Right now, that is not working, so I cannot remember what I was going to tell you. But anyway, it'll come to me, no doubt. All right, so what's up, people? You're getting your links now. Because, honey child, they've been messaging me like, Sandy, where's the links this morning? So hold on, honey child. Good morning, Miss Vernita. Good morning, Miss Morna. Marshall is here. Marshall, I see you've been trying to look sexy in those Facebook pictures, honey child. I'm watching you. Good for you. Hitting the gym. Keeping it suave. So let me see now. I'm supposed to be logging into Facebook, right? Can't even get into Facebook. Oh, yes. Let me see. Authentication. So Facebook. Oh, yes. Here we go. Put Facebook down. I can get back in there. It always talks about it's going to WhatsApp you or message you the number, and I never get it. So I have another way of getting in. Okay. So we're back into Facebook, folks. Look at that. It's like magic. Just like magic. All right. Miss Morna, good morning. Olivia's here. Stephen joining us from the UK. Miss Gina. Miss Morna says, good morning, Sandy. Blessings always. Thank you. Thank you. Everton, still bewildered by his fish that have been dying because of the heat. Oh, this heat is unbearable, child. Did y'all hear about the cactus that are dying because of the heat? Cactus. I did not even know that cactus could just drop over dead. And cactus are designed for heat. They're a plant that's like, they do well in hot weather, but apparently even the cactus has a limitation, honey child. Lily Boo, good morning. Patricia Blake is with us. Wee Wee is here. Miss Alba, buenos dias. ¿Cómo estás? Bendiciones. Muy bien, muy bien. Roberto Ebanks is in the house. Thank you, Robert. Miss Iva wishing everybody and all of her classmates a lovely day. Miss Ethel, good morning. Margot says, good morning, Miss Sandra. Hey, honey child. How you doing? Yes. Sonia is here. Irvelyn here. Miss Marjorie says, good morning, Sandy. Can your IT person help me also? I beg you. My Facebook only says reload page. What to do? Well, my IT person is my husband. So I'm not going to volunteer him for any more work because trust me, he works enough. But he's not really a Facebook person. So probably the one thing he's not going to be able to help you with is social media. He is not into social media. He just scrolls and reads it for the news, and that's all he knows. He doesn't get into it otherwise. So he's probably not the right person. But if your page isn't loading, just close whatever it is that you're using. I don't know if it's Internet Explorer, if it's Microsoft Chrome or whatever. Close the whole thing and reopen it if it's on a PC. If it's on your phone, I don't know what to tell you. Sometimes you have to restart your computers, folks, and that's what happened to me last night. I had to restart everything, and then I couldn't remember my password because it keeps forcing me to change my password every so often. And I was like, what did I change it to last time? No clue. What a hot mess, honey child. So, let me just have a quick look here. August the 1st. Oh, yes. Uh-huh. I'm pretty sure I smell porridge brewing this morning. Smells good. Might be oatmeal porridge. I wonder if Miss Stacy's doing oatmeal porridge and some fritters. Yummy. Miss Loretta, hello. How are you? Today is my mom's birthday. She's sleeping in heaven. Aw. May she rest in peace and happy heavenly birthday. So sad. Miss Dorothy, good morning. Tyrone is here. Miss Alice. Evelyn says brain fog is real. It sure is, honey Jim. I cannot tell you. Well, it was something I was going to tell you, but like I said, I can't remember now. Something that I've been up to. I was eating a bunch of plums yesterday. I feel like this plum season has been kind of, well, I've been able to get them because I know the spot, but I feel like normally they're plentiful, but I don't know. How many people still have plum trees even? There used to be a beautiful one, Miss Karen, off of Crew Road, used to have one that was big and beautiful. And oh my gosh, one year she invited me to come and raid her plum tree in child. I was in plum heaven. I was like, yo, these plums are delicious. I like them ripe, but not overripe. Like when they start to get soft, I don't like them like that. But I love me a plum, honey child. So I sat down last night and ate me a whole bunch of plums. Atlas is with us this morning, having a good little giggle. Yes, Marshall, I see you working on it. Camaria, good morning. Our month is finally here. Yes. Aren't we just delighted? Teresa, good morning to you. Isaline, good morning. All tuned in. Good morning, Paul, joining us from Bermuda. Paul says, Mrs. Honey Chow, people of the Cayman Islands, good morning. Make notes to myself. She says, I'm all of 75, closer to 76. What a blessing. Evelyn says she saw that about the poor cactus. Yeah, they just bloop, died. Well, Lucille says, good morning, Sandy. Not August is not the best month. Wait for me. September is the best. Y'all stay safe at home. Call you soon. Miss Dorette, good morning. Nikki in the house. She says it's official. The time of the lioness to roar. Good morning, Nikki. Yes, we got a lot of August babies in the house. So Gigi's birthday is coming up in 8 days. Oh my God. She's been pestering me about a party. She's been making party plans without me, telling people, oh, we're going to just be here and just show up, telling them it's word of mouth. Her teacher was like, she told me she has a party and I don't need to invite because word of mouth. I'm like, the problem is I didn't get that word of mouth memo. So she'll be the only one showing up at the party, which not really because she can't drive herself. Morning, Victor. Miss Joy is here. Oh, today is Emancipation Day in Jamaica. Wow. Yes. Wonderful. I know that this government was thinking about bringing Emancipation Day back, but I reckon that, that didn't happen this year. I'm sure it's still on the books. What a hot mess. Oh, very nice and country looking. The minister says, the Minister of Tourism report, he's vacationing with the fam in the English countryside. There's some neighborhoods in the UK. I've not been to the UK yet, but I love the way that it looks. Just everything looks so old and, just old, but old in a good way. Like the country, the European country. Yes. Mr. Good Look is in the house. Says, I'm here. Can't make Swanky this morning because of no limes. Who can I contact about this? Your lime tree? Take the complaint to the lime tree. Go sweet talk the lime tree. You might be surprised. So I got this little mug from a local real estate company and it says, spill the tea. And I said, oh, did y'all make this mug for me? I'm like, well, we be spilling the tea every day on CMR. So I will be using that mug on my show. Thank you very much. Ingrid, have not seen you in a minute. She says, good morning, my birthday sis. My birthday is right around the corner. God bless you, Sandy, another August baby. Miss Morna sending greetings to Mia Corbett Robinson, says Auntie loves you. Doral, good morning. How are you? Marshall says, oh, I remember Miss Karen and her mom, Miss Toy, still there. They had a big plum tree. There's some good plums. I don't know if the plum tree is still there, but the ladies are still there, most importantly. Yeah, her and her mommy. Yeah, boy, that plum tree was nice. So Everton is having to put a cover on his fish pond. It's a pond and it's outside my yard. Can't afford to lose any more of my koi fish. Because they're pretty expensive, aren't they? Wow. Maybe can you put ice in the water? I mean, that might not be the best thing for fish. I'm not really sure. Don't really take my advice for it, but I'm thinking to at least cool it down a little bit. Can you throw some ice pebbles in there? Kim Maria says, happy Emancipation Day, my sweet, sweet Jamaica. Independence Day. Good morning, Jindu. How are you? Happy Tuesday. K-Man Detailing is in the house. So the other day I was going to Thai Orchid. Y'all know I love me a Thai Orchid. And there was a guy who works for one of the delivery services. I think it was Bento, little Indian guy. He was sitting there and he saw me and he was like, oh, it's you. And this guy actually stood up and was like so elated to see me. I was like, oh, that's so nice. I was like, thank you. He's like, I love your show. Thank you so much. I said, no, thank you. You guys make this platform what it is, really. Mm-hmm. What a success story, I tell you. Still boggles my mind, but anyway, we just keep it moving, honey chill. You can't stay stationary, and you certainly can't live in the past. What success you had yesterday, you got to keep building on it, because that's life. You can't sit back and enjoy it for too long, because then you get left behind. First Lady Jayanne, good morning. How are you? Blessings to Miss Ruthie. So first, before we go anywhere else, good morning, Felicia, Miss Beulah, Miss Olive Ebanks is in the house. I want to extend our condolences to the family. This is just such a tragic story. So on Friday morning, I was out and about when I heard the story. Somebody messaged and said Cayman Airways pilot Adrian West was found unresponsive at his home in Newlands. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, when somebody sent me his picture, I said, hold on a second. I don't know him, like personally know him, but I know of him. And more importantly, I just saw him last week. Well, now it's 2 weeks, Saturday, when I was coming back from Miami. And someone that I was traveling with said, yeah, I remember. I said, what? This is the guy. He was so nice. He said to me, he saw that I had this backpack. And like I said, this plane, which Cayman Airways had chartered, didn't really have a whole lot of space, overhead space. So I was trying to squeeze my little backpack underneath the seat. And he saw when he was passing me that was not going to work. So he said, oh, I'll take it for you. And then when you get off the plane, I'll bring it. Don't even worry about waiting on me. I'll bring it down to you. And I was like, oh, wow, who's this pilot? He's so nice. And so then when I heard that he'd been found unresponsive at home and unfortunately had passed away, I could not believe it. I was like, what? I said, this guy looks healthy. Doesn't look like anything's wrong with him. How is this possible? He's young, seems vibrant. Oh my God. Well, we don't really have any details yet, but I suspect it's something just as simple as a heart attack. There's other things that can take you very suddenly like that as well. Heart attacks, strokes, what's the one called when you get a bleed on the brain? Aneurysm. So I don't know, but it's just so sad. By all accounts, he was a nice guy. My condolences to his wife and his kids. And I think everyone did everything that they could to save him. His son was trying CPR on him before additional help got there. I understand that another person showed up on the scene. Them, along with a medical doctor, just happened to have been with them. And they were all trying CPR until the medics got there. And then the medics took over. But unfortunately, it was just too late. Really, really sad. What can you do? Life and death, you know? I don't know. Just really, really sad. So we've been losing a few people lately, in fact. And it's just taken a toll, I feel like, on the community, you know? But what can we do? Know your numbers. Make sure you're getting checked no matter how healthy or good you feel. Knowing your numbers can help. We know things like blood pressure. If you have blood pressure issues, if you don't have blood pressure issues, or you don't even know, please get checked, because the thing about it is you just never know. Blood pressure is one of those things you just never know. So thinking of a few people this morning. Young lady went to her house last night after the property manager called to say that her place was flooding or something. And then she went there and found that her entire roof in the living room of her house had collapsed. And there's, significant damage. It looks pretty crazy, actually. I'm trying to figure out, it happened quite late last night when she discovered it. So still trying to get some details. But I was thinking about this because those of you who have apartments especially will know that if you have a washer and dryer on the upstairs, of your house, you have to be particularly careful, because if you have a leak, it will travel not just upstairs, but it's going to come down to the second level. And water takes the path of least resistance. And if the path of least resistance means your sheetrock getting soaked and falling in, that is exactly what's going to happen. So kind of crazy. So pretty crazy. And that kind of damage, you've got to be careful, because then you might have mold issues that come out as a result of that and other things. So a lot of times you just got to rip out like entire areas. So I just want this person to know that, my goodness, I'm thinking about them this morning, because this is a horrific find. And, now they're going to have to, figure out what's going on. They just sent me some footage, actually. Oh my gosh, the damage is significant. Even in the areas where the roof has not collapsed, down the wall, I bet that's a sheetrock wall for sure. Oh my God, this is horrible. So it looks like this must be a second level. This must be 2 stories. But it looks like they're probably going to have to tear out the entire ceiling on the between the first and second floor. Wow. That's going to be AC ducting. That's going to be everything. Oh my God. This is horrible. I feel so sorry for them. If you've ever had a leak before, believe me, you know it is not fun. One of the interesting things about leaks is, like I said, it's definitely much worse when it's like a multi-level situation. I saw, we were looking at some properties, and recently I saw one that I was shocked that there was a leak there, because I said to myself, who shows a property that has a leak? Like, if you have your property on the market, there's certain things that you should be very, very cognizant of. And that includes, checking to see if you have any visible damage that people coming in are going to be viewing. Look at this. Look at all that. So all that sheetrock now has to come out. It's not safe to leave it, even if it's like, oh, well, this section of the roof didn't get damaged. It got water. And then what that means is you're going to have, like I said, the possibility of mold and stuff growing. So this entire ceiling is probably going to have to be redone. Oh my God. Hopefully they can find what caused the leak. I bet you it's an appliance. It's probably the washer and dryer that's upstairs. That's why I've never been fond of apartments that have washer and dryers upstairs, to be honest. Because now look at this. Even the flooring upstairs probably has to get pulled out. Jesus. This is significant damage. Wow. So, yeah, you take a chance of, like, people have like water tanks. I hope most of y'all doing tankless now, but they'll put like water tanks and stuff upstairs. Listen, I've even had like a minor leak. Yeah, this is a 2-story. Yeah, I see what's going on. Oh my God. Whoa. This is significant. Oh, this is horrible. You see? That's what it is. I bet you right there. You see that washer and dryer right there at the top of the stairs? That's exactly what it is. I would put my money on it. So it flooded the whole of upstairs. Oh my God. And then when water, like I said, it takes the path of least resistance, it's going to find that it can soak through something else. Yeah, you have toilets too. You gotta be careful with toilets. Ooh, was the toilet the culprit? Oh my goodness. My goodness. Wow. So I want to make a recommendation, because this has happened to us before. We had like a in your AC unit, there's like an overflow tray or something. We had one of those once because I don't know, there was something, the AC wasn't working optimally. And so it was like freezing up or something. And then there was like overflow, and how I knew that there was a problem is I saw water stain on my ceiling. I'm like, where is this coming from? What's causing this? And so we had some AC people come in and check it out. And they were like, ooh, honey child, we'll fix this, but then you got to fix the sheetrock. Thankfully, it wasn't like a big area, because I noticed it very, very quickly. But these things can be devastating. One of the things that Marlon has done, which I think is a good idea, is you can actually get these devices that you can put in different places that will notify you on your phone if you have any sort of a water leak. It tests like humidity and water and stuff like that. I'll have to get the name of it. I don't know exactly what the name is, but I'm sure there's tons of them on the market. And so now he has them under all of our sinks, because sometimes you're not underneath every sink in the house looking every week to see what's going on. And it starts off as a little drip or whatever. So he has them all there. And then up in the attic, we have some well placed in different areas as well. So anywhere that you can potentially have a leak, you get these and you put them there, and then they pick up on the moisture and stuff. And they'll notify you right in your phone if you have any areas of concern. So this person says, oh my goodness, we had a bad experience. Sorry for them. We know how that feels. At least our apartment was empty at the time. Was from the upstairs owner's washing machine. And this apartment was also not occupied. So I think that there's that little bit of silver lining, I suppose, because it could have been worse. Thank you so much, everyone. Miss Yuri, Miss Sue, Jim, Irvelyn, sending their condolences to the family. Everton says, I like your idea about putting ice in the pond, but it's a very decent sized pond. So it would maybe take more than 100 pounds of ice. Wow. And you'd have to do that like every day. Ooh, find a way to cover the pond where maybe they're not getting direct sunlight or direct heat. I don't know, child. We're all in perilous times with the heat right now. They said the earth is literally boiling, and I believe it. Miss Miona sends her condolences to his family as well. Pilot Wes. Everton says, don't forget to play the lotto tonight. Mega Million is over 1 billion. Last month, Powerball was over $1 billion. You got to be in it to win it. Get your tickets. Morning, Miss Debbie. Damien Alejandro is here. He says, put the ice in the area of the filter so that it can recirculate in the water. They can even put a decent fan over the small area outside, maybe. I don't know exactly how the pond is designed. So let's talk about a few things this morning. Irvelyn says, oh gosh, that's a mold situation right there. Oh, maybe the shower floor. Ooh, yeah. Hadn't thought of that. Wow. Andrea, good morning. Yeah, boy, these AC units can leak as well. Ugh, poor thing. All right. Lucille says, Sandy, I saw it last night, but I had no idea. When he was about 8 or 9 years old, I knew his mom, but we call him Josh. Yes, I think people, I understand, knew him as Josh. Please let me know if he's the same person. Yes. His mother's a very brown woman. I can't remember her name. Please let me know if she's still alive. I don't know if she is, but that's exactly, it's the same young man, because some people refer to him as Josh. Yes. All right, folks. Good morning, Oscar. So good to see you. Good morning, Charlotte, joining us from Scotland. Yes, both his parents are deceased, I'm told. Okay, banks. What a mess. Boy, you gotta love them. And most of you actually hate your banks. I don't hate mine, but I can see where for some of you, it's a problem. Okay. Let's do a little Q&A segment this morning. Mailbag time. Someone has a question. They wrote, Auntie Sandy, I got a question for you. Oh, this one is so challenging, I tell you what. All right, so this person says the following. Don't forget, you can send us your questions too. Good morning, Sandy. I was the young lady that you helped with the light bill the other day, and I would like to again express my gratitude for that. The reasons for my late fees on my bills was due to me trying to buy a land in which I had to pay a deposit, pay evaluator, and an application fee to credit union for the process. Tisk. They were more than aware that I had a deadline for the vendor by July the 28th. And when I called back Friday to express my concerns and the money that I lost, the loans officer acted like she didn't even care. Ooh. telling me her boss was to sign off on it from the 26th, but he has other things to do. I am livid. I feel so much disappointed. I feel very much disappointed. And I'm not sure if anything can even really be done about this. So I wanted to reach out for some advice if there's actually anything that can be done. Well, let's have a think about this one. Thank you for the question. And I'm glad that we could at least help you with that CUC bill. But these people, AKA the credit union, are putting you in quite a predicament. They're making you late on your bills, honey child. Listen, I'm going to give some general advice. You are a customer of these banks. Some of them have to work hard for your business, and others don't have to work hard for your business at all. And we got another question that came in about the credit union, so we'll address it all this morning. My understanding is at the moment, the credit union, which a lot of people obviously use, civil servants, have a lot of customers, and they don't really have to advertise and do very much for the customers. In fact, they have a bit of a base in the sense that because they are, what would you call it? Because they are like a closed network, and technically they're not considered a bank, but most of us in layman's terms refer to them as a bank. So right now the credit union membership is closed. I think it is open to government workers. Do CUC workers also get access to the credit union? I know for sure it's government, and I think government agencies and family members. So I understand that they have their interest rate, I think, is a little bit lower at the moment than the commercial banks. And so they have a substantial waiting list for loans. Someone told me it's like 6 months is what somebody told them. Like they have so many people trying to get loans that there's like a 6-month waiting list. Well, I think that when somebody confirmed that CUC is a part of the credit union. Yeah, so they have a closed membership. So the Cayman Islands Credit Union is a member-based financial cooperative. So again, they're not legally a bank. Founded in 1975 by 7 Cayman Islands government civil servants, incorporated in 1976. And again, anyone who's 18 years of old employed by the Cayman Islands government, including statutory authorities, boards and bodies, and or local utility companies, and or related to an individual employed by these bodies, they can open up and become a member. So if they have a huge waiting list, I think it's incumbent on them as an institution, a cooperative, to inform people when they are applying for a loan that this is the situation. They have more business, it seems like, than they can handle. Loan officers they only have so much capacity. The committee to meet to approve loans can only meet so often, and there's only so much that they can approve. Educate yourselves as consumers about what this means for you. Because if it's the case, as it is with this particular caller or listener to the program, you need an answer ASAP, or there's a tight deadline. So normally how it works, folks, you find a property or a piece of land that you like, and then the vendor, the seller, will entertain you with an offer. So you make an offer. Most offers have to come with some money, okay? Because what will people say? A promise is a comfort to a fool. So in order to show some good faith, and in legal terms, what we call this sort of deposit is consideration. I'll get a little legal lesson this morning as well. So you have to provide consideration. Okay. Your consideration normally comes in the form of a deposit. So you pay a little deposit money, and then the person will say, okay, I'm going to hold the land for you until such and such a date. So it's normally about 30 days. Yeah. So you get a 30-day window in which you need to sort yourself out. Now, here's the thing. If you know that you're dealing with a bank such as the credit union that has a huge waiting list, 30 days is not going to be enough if they're telling you that they have a 6-month application process. And a lot of times you can expect delays to happen. I don't know how many of you have applied for loans before, but it's not uncommon for a delay to happen in the process, right? So the bank comes back, ooh, we notice a little bit of an issue here, and we need you to do this and do that, and that takes up more time. Yeah, we got the valuation. Sometimes, you got to give these companies, because they're also busy, at least a week or so, depending on their scheduling, to be able to get your valuation done. It's always something, honey child. I remember when we were moving into our house, we thought, when we were going through the loan process, we thought we had everything sorted out. And then the bank looked at the valuation, and they saw something in there in terms of the boundaries. And they said, oh, hold on a second. Undemarcated, we don't loan money with any portion of your perimeters being undemarcated. We need to know exactly where the boundaries are for good reason. The bank has to protect their interests. So then we had to go through this whole process of getting the boundaries redone. And that's not as straightforward as you think, because you got to give neighbors notice, and they have a right to, if they want to come and see the process, because boundaries might actually move. And in our case, the poor neighbors, they thought they had a bunch of fruit trees. Turns out the fruit trees were just on the other side of the line. So we acquired fruit trees that initially we didn't even know anything about. We didn't think that they were ours, because the neighbor said, oh yeah, that's our trees. But they're super nice. So they're like, oh, we'll share. And then it turns out that they're our fruit trees. So we got a banana tree, we got breadfruit, we got mango. What else? Ackee, all kind of stuff. And I got my own little farm on the side here. But you've got to give yourself time. Now, it is a seller's market. So a lot of vendors are not particularly concerned, because they know they probably have more than one person wanting their land. But how it normally works is when they have an offer that they've accepted, they can't be out there offering or accepting multiple offers. So they will accept your offer, give you your time to sort yourself out, normally 30 days, a month. And then, if you can't get it sorted out, you need to step aside. Now, in the case of this person, unfortunately, she has actually found herself in a predicament where there have been multiple delays. So the vendor is unlikely to, she says, I said, the only thing you can do, because she's saying, what can I do? I said, well, the only thing you can do is ask the vendor for an extension. And obviously that's entirely discretionary. Then she says, I've already had 3 of them because the bank has taken so long. I doubt, unless the vendor has nothing else to do and no other potential offers, that the vendor is going to give you a 4th extension, because at some point now they're thinking that, oh, this bank or you can't get it together. Here's a little bit of advice. If you are looking, and I don't know that this would necessarily work with credit union, because like I said, they're not a traditional bank, they're a co-op. So I don't know, their processes are different. But if you are looking to purchase, right? So you're like in the market. What you need to do is go sit down with your bank before you've identified the property. Mhm. Whether it's land or a house, go ahead and get pre-approved, because that means you will get pretty much 85% of what needs to be done. You're going to know exactly what you qualify for. I don't know about these other banks, but CNB is amazing at sending you a spreadsheet with all of the details of what you need to, like, this is what your 1% whatever fee is going to be. This is what, in fact, I can tell you all the stuff that they break down for you. Andrew, I don't want to promote Andrew because he's so good. I want to keep him to myself. But Andrew and John are a good team over at CNB. So they're going to give you your estimated charges involved with closing a mortgage, right? So they know the mortgage amount. They have the Cayman National Bank commitment fee of a loan amount. That's 0.5%. CI government transfer of stamp duty. That's 7.5%. Then you have another percentage that is stamp duty and registration of charge. That's 1 to 1.5% of new funds, right? You've got a registration of charge fee, certified copy of land registry fee. Those are minimal, $50, $20. You have legal document preparation fees. So they range anywhere from 0.45 up to 1% of the loan amount. That's what the lawyers are making. That's their cha-ching. Life insurance assignment. Yeah. Letter of offer, government stamp duty. Yeah, that's $2. They're getting you for every little thing. Your down payment, miscellaneous legal and government expenses, total, funds paid to the vendor, revised total, and then they break it down for you. They've even got how much your loan is going to be. I mean, CNB has this spreadsheet and it's amazing. They do everything for you. Tell you all the shebang, what it's going to be. Okay? If you go through this process and you have this and you're pre-approved for your loan, that is in your best interest. Because to get to that point, you actually have to submit a loan application. They're going to go through all the numbers with you if they need anything additional. So the only thing that you really need once you identify the property then is the valuation to be done to make sure that the value of the property falls within what the vendor wants, and then the bank is going to approve it or not, sort of thing. So they will give you a pre-approval in principle, subject to some final tidbits being sorted out. Do that process. A bank or cooperative that has taken 6 months to process loan applications, that's a long time. The market changes in 6 months. Heck, I wouldn't be surprised if the vendor comes and said, well, the property already gone up in 6 months. A lot can happen in a 6-month window. I'm not sure why this person is going to the credit union, but go and talk to a regular commercial bank because they will be competitive. I don't know what interest rate the credit union is giving at the moment. Like I said, I suspect that it's probably, better than the commercial banks. But a lot of these commercial banks, especially if you have a relationship with them, an existing relationship with them, they will work with you. Other banks are offering, a fixed rate of whatever percent for 2 years. Go tell your bank, hey, this one over here is offering this for 2 years, and they can take it to their committee. They are competitive with each other. You do know this. It's a business. Okay? So credit union is not the only boys in town. A commercial bank might be able to offer certain things. In fact, the credit union may not. And so you've got to look at all of your options. So someone says, morning, Sandy, the credit union has much better rates and terms. Well, that is not always the case because I've been with the credit union before, and when the interest rates were like low, in fact, the credit union rates were higher. Now, where they can be more flexible, perhaps, is they can try to offer 100% financing on land or whatever. But you know what? A lot of other places are doing that as well. CNB is offering 100% financing on land. So you just need to ask and know what's going on. And if you say to them, hey, credit union has this rate. I'm eligible for the credit union. Can I at least get a fixed rate? Normally, commercial banks don't do fixed rates for the entire duration of the loan, but they'll do it for like 2 or 3 years, because in 2 or 3 years, you don't know what the interest rate will be, and then you can look at your options then. So this person says, unfortunately, I went in for a small loan and was told that they are so overwhelmed that I could not get an appointment for 3 months just for an appointment. And the loan application is taking 6 months. You have other options. Go to some of your other commercial banks, especially if you're a small business owner and you do business with them. They already see what's coming in and out of your account in any event, and they will be in a position to help you. Well, I'm happy for credit union that they have so much business, but don't sit back and lose out on a piece of land or investment opportunity or your little house that you're trying to get because the credit union is going to take 6 months. Most vendors are not going to work with you for 6 months. So you have 2 options. Go to a commercial bank and you can shop around, talk to them, see who can be more competitive. And number 2, start the process early in any event. Before you even identify a property, put all your paperwork and all your documentation in so you know what you're approved for. That's my best advice. Good morning, El Ray. Says credit union loan and mortgage appointments are like 3 months when I inquired recently. Same thing the other person just said. 3 months for an appointment? Jesus. Child, it sounds like they need to hire more staff. You would have to be giving me gold and a silver platter for me to wait 3 months for much of anything in life. I'm telling you. Honey, there's lots of money to be delved out all over this island. I don't think the situation at credit union is that special where I'd be waiting 3 to 6 months, 3 months just for an appointment. Oh no, honey child. I can call Mr. John right now. In fact, most things I don't need to see him in person for. I don't need an appointment. What do I need an appointment for? All this stuff can be done electronically. They email me the loan application. I fill it out in my little PDF thing, send across the financials, profit and loss, and your balance sheet right from QuickBooks, honey child. IDs, everything can be sent across. If you need me to come in person, sign the documents, and that's fine. But what do I need an appointment for that's going to take 3 months? I don't think so. I'll pick up the phone. I'd be like, hey, I'm going to send you an email right now with everything that you need. Work all your preliminaries for me, and then we can go from there. El Ray says, I got a small loan recently from the credit union and dealt with Miss Morgan. She's the best, exceptional customer service, and how she dealt with me in processing my loan. Well, that's fantastic. But like I said, most people don't have 6 months to play with. Alejandro says, I don't think that they're that competitive. I mean, for sure, they can be because, again, they're not bank. They're a co-op. Just sort yourself out. Good morning to Miss Omeria. Why do you think people are bombarding the credit union? Because the commercial banks are raping us, and I know you don't like rapers. I don't think that that's the entire picture. I think that a lot of people are credit union members. So I know a lot of people who get, they have a back to school loan or this and that. I know some people who've never dealt with a commercial bank. They've only, if they're long-serving civil servants, they've only ever dealt with the credit union. So I guess you do what you're comfortable with. And so, if you don't know the process with a commercial bank, perhaps you're a little bit shy. And, I had a young lady recently. She's like, she works as a civil servant. People tell me I should just go to credit union and I have the form to fill out. She's a young lady with a mortgage. And I said, who do you bank with now? She said, CNB. And I said, okay. I said, go to CNB. Tell them you're contemplating moving to credit union, right? You're going to move your mortgage, move your business, if they can give you a fixed rate. And they came back and gave her a fixed rate. And I said, grab it, honey child. I think it was 3 years. RD Limited says the main problem with credit union is that they continue to operate in the 1980s They have no desire to be cutting edge or even in the 21st century. And I have to agree with you there, because one of the things that I was shocked when I was a member of credit union, and this is why I left the credit union as a member. I closed out all my accounts, took my little $30,000 at the time and ran to CNB and put it in the bank over there. I had a mortgage there. And, like all of us, sometimes we run into fiscal issues. And so I was unemployed, and I'm being completely honest with you guys. We ain't got nothing to hide here, folks. We're family. So when y'all talking about you're struggling with your mortgage, y'all like, well, Sandy doesn't understand the struggles. Yes, I do. I've been unemployed and I've been behind on my payments. And I've been out there hustling, trying to make sure that I can put a little something here, there, and everywhere to show good faith payments too. So I know exactly what your struggles are. I may not be struggling in this moment, in this time, but I've struggled before. We've all, not all, but a lot of us have been there. Yeah. So some of you might remember this story. One of their employees posted on social media about me being in arrears on my mortgage. And I said, hold on a second here now. This is really, really interesting, because that runs afoul of all sorts of data protection. Wasn't around then, but I sure wish that it was. Because this runs afoul of all sorts of data protection legislation, privacy legislation. Like, it's shocking that a bank teller would know anything about the details of my loan at CNB, at credit union. But you know what I discovered? This is where it becomes very, very interesting. Anybody at credit union, down to the receptionist, because when I started asking questions, anyone who works at credit union can go into your account, look at your shares, look at your loans. There was nothing that was considered compartmentalized, like only a loan officer can see this, only a manager can see this. Anybody who worked there had access to your information and could look. And I tested the theory. I went to the receptionist at the time and asked her a question. She just went bling, 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 logged into my account. Boom. There was everything, and she had full access to it. The receptionist, I felt like this was such a severe security breach that I said, okay. And of course, their response was less than professional, right? They apologized, but then like, oh, we're not going to do anything further. We'll issue a little apology and whatever. Didn't fire him, didn't reprimand him, nothing. This is where no amount of interest rates in the world is going to make you want to stay with this type of an institution. So I realized, as RD said, that this lack of advances in technology meant that I was at risk. My privacy was at risk. And I said, oh no, honey, chill. This is not going to work. So I had a game plan. I continued to make payments where I could, got it out of arrears, paid extra. In fact, I was paying my monthly payments, but then paying the extra to address the arrears, because that's the only way you're going to do it. You'll never get caught up otherwise. And I remember them coming to me at one point. The loan officer said, oh, you've been doing such a great job. Do you want to come talk to us about refinancing? I was like, y'all crazy. Y'all have me confused with somebody else. You bite me once, you and I will never break bread again. So I said, no, thank you. I'll continue to make my payments and pay extra. And I continued to do that for about a year. And then at one point I came into a little windfall of money that would have allowed me to get everything caught up and then some. And I said, put all of that right, yes, so right on that mortgage. And then things start to happen for me. Money starts to come in. I said, Sandy, be smart. Move this mortgage as quickly as you can. We're like, okay, I'm now in a relationship. I got 2 incomes to work with. I'm going to expand, planning to get married, have a baby, get a mortgage, all this other stuff. I started looking at the rates. I'm like, why is the credit union rate more than everybody else? Oh, well, credit union forces you to save, which is a good thing. And then I'm like, they're not benefits when it comes to that interest rate like that. And because of this other experience that I had, I moved the mortgage. They penalize you to move it, so you got to be careful how you move it. There are ways that you can get creative. I'm not going to tell y'all on air, but there are ways in which you can get creative about how to move it. And I moved my mortgage, started to prepare myself then for home ownership well in advance, a year in advance. You got to make sure you get your finances together. And then I remember I had about $30,000 extra in the bank at credit union. And I said, give me my draft. I'm closing my account. Give me all my money. And I went about my business and I've never looked back. That's why I'm ride or die with CNB, because I don't see them breaching nobody's business. They're not talking people business out in these streets. And I did not feel that, someone posting your business on social media, you know how disgusting that is. And then to have the managers of that institution basically say that they were not prepared to do anything. Wow. Shocking to say the least. Any other bank, I can tell you CNB would have fired that person without even a second thought. Anyway, we have another question that came in. Alejandro says, they for real? That's not cool at all. Yeah. And it comes back to technological advances, right? Because, all of these banks should have audit trails in place so that anybody who accesses your account, they can see when they accessed it. Some people shouldn't even have access, not at all. The receptionist should not have access to these types of things. What's she doing up in your bank account business, looking at your loans or looking at, you know what I mean? And I know that CNB has those processes in place because sometimes I'll call them. I was having a little issue logging in yesterday, and I called one of the people that I deal with at CNB, and I said, hey, can you just run this report for me? I just need the credits for and she's like, no, we don't have that access. There's certain things that they can do depending on who they are and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, good. It's good to know that there are processes in place from a technological perspective to protect you from any people in the bank who might be doing something untowards. So yesterday after the show, I got a phone call from an individual, Custom Credit Union. And in all fairness to credit union, this person says that, Sandy, you get special treatment because of who you are. I worked for CNB for 20 plus years, and my mortgage there, I had to beg for payment reduction, transferred mortgage, not an option due to fees. I don't think so, because even before, I guess, in the eyes of most people that I was who you are kind of thing, CNB has always been fair. And that's all I ask, I'm not looking for no special privileges. I just ask for people to be fair. Now, having said that, I know for a fact that during the pandemic, CNB provided extra things for their staff that nobody else did. And I know because other bank employees, Scotiabank and others, like, boy, right now I wish I was working over at CNB, because the bank people talk amongst each other, and they were like, oh, CNB doing this, CNB doing that for their staff, and we over here at Scotiabank not getting nothing, barely getting the bonus that they got. Some of them started crying year end when they saw their low bonus money, because they're like, Sandy, as hard as I work, putting in all this overtime and not getting paid for it and blah, 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 and this is a little measly bonus that they gave me. I was like, a mess. Anywho, so, what was I going to tell you? Oh, yes. All right. So this person contacted me and they said, oh, there's a big commotion at credit union this morning. And I'm like, okay. Commotion because y'all want more loan money or what? What's going on? No, a lot of people are locked out of their share account and they can't get any money. And I said, what? I don't understand what's going on. Well, let me tell y'all. Let me break it down. So in case you're not aware, when you get a loan at credit union, they have your share account is like kind of like your savings account, but they call it a share account. You have to, in addition to your loan, you have to make an additional contribution to your share account. I think the amount varies and it depends on your loan amount, but they expect you to make an additional contribution, which is like a built-in savings plan is what they tell you, because they're trying to get you to build a future. So if you have a 10-year loan, say it's $300,000, I don't know. They will say, in addition to your loan payment of $1,200 a month, you also have to contribute $150 towards your shares. And the idea then is that forces you to save. It also means that they have money on hand. Let's be very, very honest from a commercial perspective, that they will always have money on hand to boost their numbers and to boost their financials in their portfolio. Because nobody else is forcing you to save. They just want you to pay your mortgage. So, I mean, I suppose it's a good thing. But what they did yesterday is they sent out this letter. Apparently, the person said, oh, they had this meeting on Friday and they made this decision. They didn't notify anyone. And then they just sent out this letter. And all of a sudden, people had no access to their share account. And I said, what do you mean no access? So even if you were putting money into your share account in excess of, whatever the mandatory contribution is, you can't touch that either. And I found this weird because I don't quite remember this being implemented when I was there, but it's been such a long time that I can't really speak on it I can't rely on my memory to say that my memory would have been accurate. Okay. But I got this letter. They sent me the email that was circulated, that was sent out to clients. And basically the email says the credit union encourages members to save while you borrow. As a condition on the approval of your loan, you were required to save a small percentage of your loan payment in your share account monthly. This requirement with the amount agreed can be found in the offer letter that you signed and for which you were required to make this payment by deduction or by standing order. Therefore, the amount is not accessible until your loan has been repaid. Now, this is the credit union difference: building wealth while enjoy equity in your assets. To ensure that your savings accumulate until your loan has been repaid, we have restricted withdrawals from your share account in the branch, online, and through the ATM machine. If you have any questions, you can email us. Now, my sources have said that supposedly this is not a new policy. This is something that they've always done. However, listen very carefully now. This is where things get a little bit suspicious. That the credit union implemented some computer system. You see where I'm telling you now about technology and, questionable about how well they're keeping up with certain things. So last year, here the source now. Again, I'm told that lots of people at credit union yesterday upset because they could not get access to their money. So last year, they implemented this new system whereby apparently some new computer system. Let me kind of read to you what they've said. Okay. Did they tell me this part or did somebody else tell me that? Oh, yes. So they say that this has always been the practice, because I'm like, okay, why are people showing up yesterday at credit union saying, hey, I can't get into my share account. They don't know what's going on. They've just received this email. And they're like, okay, if I'm contributing $175 in excess, but I have $2,000 in there because my entire paycheck goes into my share account or whatever, why can't I access the rest of my money? Well, this is what the credit union has basically said. They said this has always been a practice. The members that joined and borrowed for the first time after the credit union moved to a new system in March of last year. The previous system automatically placed a hold on shares for borrowers, but the new system did not, and as such, this email was only sent to the members impacted since June of 2022. I trust the above explanation provides you with clarity. My question is this. If you have, and I don't know how many new members or people who might not have ever had a loan with credit union before that would have just gotten a loan in the past, year and a few months since March of last year, and they don't know about this all that well, they're not understanding it. Why wouldn't y'all take the time instead of just sending out an email, which most people are like, huh? What does this mean? I don't understand this. This is what they found when they went online. It said KYD shared account, $0. And they're like, but I have money there. And it's not just the required payments. I have excess money. And so apparently what they've said is, if you want access to it, you can write us a letter requesting access and explaining what you need it for. And these, people are rightfully contacting me saying, this is my money. What do you mean? Well, y'all need to be aware now. So I'm here to educate you on exactly what the position is. So credit union is going to hold that entire share account. Somebody else messaging me, I'll read your comments here in a second. And then they referred people to the FAQ sheet here saying, here you go. It's in this. Just read this. Come on now, credit union. Y'all got to do better than this. You really have got to do better. I'm not feeling your approach to communicating this message. Even if this is something that has been there for donkey years, you're going to have a lot of people who are unaware, right, of this policy. Like I said, how many loans have you processed and approved or new accounts have been opened since March of 2022 when you say this new system went in? Now we're in August of 2023. That's a year and how many months? March, April, May, June, July, August, almost a year and a half, a year and 5 months. And you don't think it warranted more than just a little email, which people are like, huh? What does this mean? So people were showing up at the credit union yesterday demanding to get access to their money. One person shared, a lady was in there that had $90,000 in her shares on hold just because she has a mortgage. And the property is the collateral. Why do they put people's entire savings on hold for? And then you have to write a letter to access your funds and wait a week for them to review the letter and get back to you. I tell you what. See what this person says? I got a loan from them in November 2022, and they did not inform me of that. I got the email as well, and it pissed me off. Well, apparently right now there's a lot of people who are feeling pissed off this morning at credit union. Well, from yesterday morning, quite frankly. The other thing is you're implementing something which you claim has been there forever, but it hasn't been working for a year and 5 months. You decide to just boom, put it back in place. You couldn't give people a little bit of time. You know why they're not gonna give you no time? Because y'all would have had a run in your shares. You would have taken out money that you needed and not put anything except that required amount in. And this is the point. People are saying, I'm putting in excess money. It's not just, the 175 or the $200 or whatever that I'm required. People are putting additional money, and this is where they have a problem. Why are they holding the entire account? This is a little bit suspicious, but they say it's all in here. In this FAQ, you can only withdraw your shares if the balance of your shares is larger than the balance of your loan. Therefore, you'd be able to withdraw the difference. Well, geez, peace. Let me be very, very clear here, because that's the first thing. I'm not so sure you'd need them if you were sitting in that kind of money. So if I have a $200,000 loan, that's what this is saying. The only way I could access anything in my shares account is if I had more than $200,000 in the bank, then why the hell am I going to need you again? And then you could only touch the difference. So if you had $250,000, only $50,000 is available for you to touch. Remember when someone just said to me that, the credit union has all these benefits? Well, if you're not sitting on money, this is something to seriously contemplate. Because what this means is that, and I understand the concept of trying to force you to save, that's fine. But what this means is you have your land being secured in more ways than one. As one person said, they're holding the land. They've got that as collateral. So now they want all of my shares money as well? The short answer is yes. Up to whatever it is that you have borrowed from them. It's different. But like I said from the onset, this is not a commercial bank. They're a cooperative. They're not a bank at all. So you all need to make sure, and I've said this before in this program, everybody gets happy when you're getting a mortgage and you don't read the fine print. You better read the fine print and ask questions and understand. So people are saying, we didn't know about this. Nobody gave us this information. I don't know when this FAQ is put together, if they handed it to you when you got your mortgage and you signed on the dotted line. I don't know how they did it, but I do know that there are a lot of people are upset saying that they didn't know, and this was not properly communicated to their customers. Good morning, caller.
Yeah, morning, Sunday. I just sitting down here listening,
Mm-hmm.
and I was just thinking. I don't have anything having to do with credit union or anything like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I just sitting here thinking how the shares work. Then, if that's the case,
Mm-hmm.
and don't we think that somebody is robbing the bank?
Like, what do you mean somebody's robbing the bank?
I mean, it sounds funny, but if I have $3.5 million and the average person got at least 100,000. And like what you're explaining now, if I borrow $2 million, I have 1 million left in my shares. Then that means that puts it in a lower value to the people that want to borrow or withdraw. Don't you think that would be more of a struggle to pay that money back?
Well, I mean, I think when you go into the situation, you have to know what it is that you're getting into.
Like I say, you telling the people now that basically makes no sense you banking with a business if you got the money already. So maybe you have an expensive lifestyle that it need to keep flipping and paying back itself, or you just not using your money right. I don't know how. I'm not into it. I read the books, but I just thinking like to get access to that kind of money virtually. That is, Jesus, man, my head bursts when I do that, because if I was to do something like that, I'll be doing a criminal offense. Think about it. I mean, I just want to creatively thinking. I don't know anything about this like you do. I don't deal with this, but I'm just thinking by listening to what you're saying.
Well, I mean, like I said, whatever policies banks or in this case, a cooperative credit union has in place, you need to go in it fully understanding what you're committing to, because otherwise, you're going to find that you can't access your shares. Maybe you were putting all your money in your shares and now you have a situation where you can't even get to your shares. And that's a problem because people need their money.
Here we go. And cost of living, everything circulating. So it's better that if you're buying a product that is more expensive than you want, buy it for everybody so that you can sell it and make a profit on top, and then everybody gonna have to deal with it. I mean, how business works. I mean, you find a demanding product and nobody has access to it. You take advantage of the situation so that you can profit on it. Everyone else can profit on it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that we have entrepreneurs on this island. And I just wasn't interested in those banking things, and I kind of like the physical labor.
Mm-hmm.
So
all right,
I just want to put out my point.
Yes, thank you. Appreciate it.
All right.
So this FAQ document, like I said, I don't know when this was shared with people, but I think hopefully now all of you have received a copy of this because this is important. It says, how may I access my funds if I have a medical emergency or other urgent need for cash? Well, the thing is, the persons that have reached out to me are not saying that they have an urgent need for cash. They're like, oh, I was putting all this money in this account, thinking that I could access it as I have since getting my loan last year online or with my debit card or your ATM card, right? That they've been able to access this money. Now they've had this strict enforcement of a policy that they say has always existed. In the opinion of their clients who are impacted by this, they did not give sufficient notice. It's only now that they're seeing this FAQ. And this FAQ is telling you, oh, you can only get your money in certain circumstances, emergency, et cetera, et cetera. Well, there are people there yesterday who would not leave without getting money in hand. They handwrote their little letter and said, I need my money and I need it now. So this was causing quite a commotion at the credit union. I believe that this is an issue of communication. If this policy has always been there, but has not been implemented since last year because of some new computer system, that it wasn't automatically doing it, now you finally figured out how to make the new computer system automatically do it. All those people who are new credit union customers or who have new mortgages or new loans or whatever, you have an obligation to properly communicate this with them and not just lock them out of their account with zero notice and be like, oh yeah, you know, the board has decided now we've got everything figured out with the computer system. We're going to implement this today. And apparently that's exactly what happened. This person on WhatsApp says, morning, Sandy. Thanks for sharing the information about credit union and the shares issue. This is shocking to me. I'm an active member for over 20 years and was not aware of this. What? I've always encouraged my children to save. And recently, in November of 2022, my daughter from a land sale placed $60,000 in shares in order to get some kind of dividends and got an $80,000 loan for land. Am I understanding that the portion of the collateral not tied into the loan is inaccessible until the full $80,000 is repaid? If so, can you please share offline how to go about moving the loan without having to pay the high interest rates to do so? Well, folks, knowledge is power. And yes, if you did not know, that is exactly what they're saying. If she has an $80,000 loan, when she reaches $80,000 in shares, anything above the $80,000 or whatever the loan balance is, she can have access to, I guess, in somewhat limited circumstances. Okay? Other than that, it's got to be a medical emergency, other urgent need for cash, and she's not supposed to have access to it. And so, yes, now they're going to implement that. So if she had plans for any portion of that money being used for anything else or, you know, collateral, whatever, honey child, they're not going to work out now. Here's what they say. Why do the shares have to be restricted? And again, this is where people do not understand the ins and outs of dealing with a credit union, a cooperative, versus a traditional bank. They are two different things. So a shares account is not a savings account. They're actually not the same thing. And I think, again, when people hear the term shares, they assume, oh, this like S&S, it means the exact same thing. It is not. In a traditional bank, you put money in your savings account, you can pretty much do whatever it is you want with it. They say that shares are not intended to be a regular operating account. Shares are your long-term investment in the credit union. They represent your ownership. Because remember now, the concept of a cooperative credit union is it is owned by its members. So they're saying that that represents your ownership. You earn dividends on your share balance, and you can maximize your dividends by not withdrawing your shares. And that's also how they make money and how they're able to loan people money. Because if nobody was saving or nobody had shares in the bank, right, in that share account, they wouldn't have money to loan out. So this is how it works. So if you have money and you don't have to worry about touching it, well, I suppose this might be the situation for you if you qualify to be a credit union member. Now, these are things, and I don't know if credit union has free seminars and sessions for their members, but I would recommend to them that they start contemplating doing those sorts of things to make sure members understand. Because how many of y'all, by a show of hands, before you became a member of the credit union, got this FAQ and understood all of these details of exactly how this works? Right? I bet you didn't. So in my opinion, this is where the bank or the credit union, let's be correct with our terminology, the cooperative is failing you guys if they're not providing you this information and making sure that you actually understand it. And here's another thing. If you do not want someone to understand something, you put it in writing. Y'all know what I'm talking about now. Okay, y'all listening? I'm going to say that again. If you want to keep people ignorant, put it in a book, put it in writing. That's a fact. Most of you do not read. You might read the first sentence of our news stories and then you think you know the whole story. Come on now. The best way to hide something, there's a quote about the best way to hide something from Black people is to put it in a book. It's not just Black people that are not reading, honey child. Maybe they're reading less than other people, but believe me, none of y'all not reading. This FAQ page looks all nice and pretty. But even if you were handed this, you just put it in your little file folder and filed it away with your loan. That's what's going on. So I'm not surprised that this is shocking to a lot of you here today. None of that surprises me. And I see all the messages coming in saying, whoa, I didn't know this. Carly, good morning, says a member needs their money urgently in a weekend, but they should write a letter to request the funds, and that's going to take a week. Credit union went about this the wrong way. Their communique was abrupt and caused the panic that ensued. Hopefully they will learn from the experience. Essentially, they're forcing members to move their funds to the savings account to get operational access, and this means no dividends will be paid on those funds. So like I said, I can't remember all the different types. Do they have checking accounts at credit union? I can't really say that I remember all of the different account types that are available there. But now you know. The other thing that you've got to be cognizant of is if you're getting a loan, right? You need to look at that forced savings to make sure that you can actually do that every single month, because it's a requirement. It's not optional. So I know you're thinking to yourself, well, Sandy, they've got cheaper interest rates, blah, blah, blah. That could be the difference of the interest rate. And you have got to be realistic about whether or not you can make that financial obligation, because that additional amount, like I said, isn't an optional amount. It is mandatory. So I don't know how they work it out, what percentage of your loan it is. But say it's $200 a month. Can you afford it? Irvin says, go to the website and check when it was updated and check the date. Good morning. Park Journal says the policy with the credit union, that policy with the credit union is not new. I'm not doubting that it's not new. I'm saying that they've admitted that it has not been enforced since March of last year after a new computer system was implemented. And so if you have a policy that hasn't been enforced for 15 months, 12 months, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 months, then I dare say, honey child, the way in which you communicate this strict enforcement should have been better. Good morning, caller. Are you trying to call the program? 936-2626. All right. 936 Bobo is a telephone number. Magdalene says, if a loan is within share loan, you have to have that money in your shares. The loan is covered by the shares and the interest rate is lower than 5%. And they're taking care of my money, making sure that the loans are secured. That's the difference with the banks. They can spread the risk more. Credit union is owned by its members. Oh, hello? 936-2626. Okay. 936 Bobo is the telephone number. Wanda says it's been like that for at least 10 years. RD Limited says that's the credit union. They're so far behind. They look at you like you're an idiot if you question the policies. And if you make a suggestion, they act as if you're suggesting they break the law. Good morning, Kian Barantes says, hola, Sandy. Pura Vida from Costa Rica. Buenos dias. Wanda says, I always understood that you could not take out your share money until any loans were paid. Ms. Vernita says they need to start being more professional and stopping hating or doing things to people because you don't like them or because they think everyone is crooked like a crook. Who is the board members? Irvin says, so credit union are run like NCB in Jamaica now. Well, I don't know anything about NCB in Jamaica, but Anne talking about we should go shop. This person calling my number again. Hello? Yes? Hello? Hello? Hi? No, you have the wrong number, child. This is Sandy from the Cold Hard Truth. I don't know who Mark is. All righty. Bye-bye. Mark, somebody looking for you, child. You must have gave him my number, but I don't know who you be. So Miss Lucia says credit union is very good years ago when, who's that? Somebody, Monteith and Harry was there. They helped me in those days. God bless, the old world has changed. These days, my little shares went down. I hope they put it in to benefit to people in the country. Jim says in layman's terms, a shared account provides a credit union with funds to offer loans to others without any penalties to the shareholders. Right. I mean, other banks secure their loans normally with, you might have to do a deposit towards it. So you're making a contribution towards the loan. Most banks are doing it like 90%. And in addition to that, they also are holding collateral over the property itself. So in the event that something happens, I mean, credit union is also holding the property. So don't kid yourself. They will take their money out of, if they have to, my apologies, if they have to, if you default on a loan, there's something that they have to do. They will definitely get their money back from you, their land. They'll sell the land, confiscate the land, whatever. So let's be very, very clear on that as well. All right. Are we all crystal clear? You don't have to like the policy, but I think it's fair that you at least understand the policy. And this is what I say is incumbent on the bank. Lavana says, I've been there for and still don't understand it. But seriously, though, she says, I've been there for and still don't understand. But seriously, Miss Iva says that that's the same thing I say all the time. Credit union is not credit union again. Morning to Miss Emma. Jeffrey says, if the credit union is now being strict on deposits, perhaps the regulators should check their capital requirements to ensure that they're solvent. If the credit union is acting desperate for deposits, did they invest in marketable securities with people's deposits? And now that those securities have declined in value due to rising interest rates, they need capital on the books to cover deposits. If they have to sell those marketable securities to shore up their liquidity, they will take a massive hit with those losses and then unfortunately gets cut off. I mean, I don't know. They've not specified. And I mean, it has led people to speculate, why this sudden enforcement. And, their thing is, well, it's always been there. But people are speculating, as Jeffrey is, about, is there something else that's going on? Maddie says, I moved my mortgage to credit union in 2019. And I was not made aware of this either until about a year later when I tried to access my shares account. I'm unable and still not able to withdraw the funds I have in my shares account prior to my mortgage being moved there. What a hot mess. Yes, sir. Alejandro says Mr. Panta needs to come on for a second. I think he's coming this week. I need to confirm with his team, but I believe he's supposed to be coming this week. And that's my reminder to just check in with them again. I did check in yesterday, but let me just send another little message while we're thinking about it, Alejandro. Okay, so this person says, good morning, Sandy. If the credit union is going to hypothecate the share amount to cover a car loan, why do they also need to have a lien on the vehicle itself? This means that they'll be holding securities almost 2 times the value of the loan. Well, that's exactly it. And I mean, this is the beef that this person is saying is like, hey, you got the hold on my apartment. And yes, I have to put in this extra shares and you can hold that. I'm happy to do that. But why are you holding all of my money? Everything. That's just how they do it, honey chill. So yes, you do have more. So I asked them, when did they get this FAQ? They said yesterday at 3:48, and they've never been given this FAQ before. Like I said, communication, folks, is key. So this person says, re-credit union. I think I banked there. The reason I banked there is to try and save. Most of my funds are in my shares account too. Even my pension, I drew from a bank that I used to work at and put it in my shares account. I keep putting my money there. Now I'm thinking otherwise. Another person says, good morning. Listening to your show. And I just passed the credit union. Long lines outside waiting for them to open. That's y'all waiting for some explanation on this. And enough of you are going to be writing a letter to say, hey, I want my money, please. I don't know if they're going to be approving it or what's going to happen. That's going to be on them. I just want to make sure that you all at least understand what is happening over there. That's the best I can do, folks. I just give you the information. What a mess. Stuart says, any idea why you cannot transfer money to the credit union from other banks using electronic funds transfer service? I suspect, Stuart, because they're not a bank. I did not know this until, remember that incident I was telling you all about? And I reached out to SEMA to lodge an official complaint. SEMA's like, oh, they're not a bank, so we don't regulate them. I was like, what? Well, who regulates the credit union if they're not a bank? I was like, I'm a little bit lost for words. And this is, you need to understand the risk that you're potentially taking on and what that means. So that's why you can't transfer. They're not part of the EFT system, not at all. They're not part of the Bankers Association here in the Cayman Islands. Well, Melanie says that she can transfer from FCIB to credit union. Really? Well, FCIB must be special, child. Hold on. Let me see. Yeah, we'll clarify this right now. So I'm looking at the members of the Cayman Islands Bankers Association. Oh, they got a long list, honey child. Alexandria Bank Corp Limited, Altajira Bank. Oh, they do a lot of these offshore banks as members as well. Bank of China? What? Bank Espirito Santo International. BNY Mellon Trust Company, Butterfield, Cayman National, CIBC. Nowhere do I see, I'm still looking, Cayman Islands Credit Union, because they're not a bank. DMS Bank and Trust Limited, Deutsche Bank, Delta Bank and Trust, Coden Trust Company, LGT, Maples FS Limited. Oh, all these people are part of the Bankers Association? Wow, it's not just commercial banks, y'all. State Street Cayman Trust Company Limited. I didn't know it was such a wide list. So they're not a bank. So I don't know how Melanie doing it. Let me log into CNB and tell y'all now. Let me see if I can get in. Because I don't think they show up on the electronic list. I've never seen them there. I mean, I don't bank with FCIB, but let me see about CNB. So this person says, I can transfer funds from Butterfield to credit union. Is that online that you can do that? Let me see if I can get my little authorization thing here to log in. Approved. Yes. Okay, let me see now. So when you go to transfer payments and you do transfer EFT, so transfer funds to another bank in the Cayman Islands. Let me see who's on the list. So select bank, we've got Butterfield, Fidelity, First Caribbean, RBC, and Scotiabank. I don't see credit union there, not at all. So how do you do it as an EFT? I'd like to see that, Mel. Deanne says, I came into this segment late. Can you recap what you're talking about? What's the new issue? Okay. Deanne, thank you very much. So basically, the credit union had a policy, which they say have always existed, that whatever you have in your shares account is a locked account, basically a closed account. You cannot touch it. There are people who contacted me yesterday saying that this was a new policy or new enforcement of a policy. They knew nothing about it. They've had loans since last year with the bank, or a loan last year with the bank. And they're now complaining that yesterday they went to withdraw funds using the online system or the ATM machines, and their entire account was showing up. Let me show you what they saw available to them to withdraw. They saw this. KYD shares $0. And they also received a letter that basically told them that as a condition on the approval of your loan, you're required to save a small percentage of your loan payment to your share account monthly. This requirement with the amount agreed can be found in the offer letter, but it's not just that requirement or the small amount that you're added to the loan. It's anything basically that's in the share account up to the amount of the actual loan. So if you have a loan for $200,000, until you reach that $200,000 mark, you can't touch any of that money. Now, credit union has said it's not a new policy. They're referring people to the FAQ, saying it's an old policy. Here you go, read your FAQ. And the problem, though, is even if it's not a new policy, they have admitted that they actually have not been doing it at least since March of 2022, when a new computer system came into place. Apparently, the old system automatically did it. This new system, not so much so. And so now the new system, I guess they figured out how to get the new system to do it. And so they sent out this email that I just showed you on the screen. And along with that, nobody had access to their shares account, which they were not used to. And apparently there was a big line and a lot of people upset. Yes, at the bank, seems like they're still there this morning as well. That's the short Cliff Note version of the story. Shirley says, I transfer funds to credit union every month from CNB. But how are you doing it is the question. You're obviously not doing it as an EFT, which is specifically what Stuart is asking about. So notice Stuart's question. He does not just ask about transferring funds. He says, how do I do it using the EFT transfer service? And they're not on the EFT list because they're not a bank. They're a cooperative. So I hear you. I see Nicola's here as well, saying that she transferred from Butterfield. And Kayla says, yep, she transfers from CNB. But I guess the question then, Jerry and others, is how exactly do you do it? Jake says, I think you can transfer in, but you can't transfer out. Denny says, I'm a founding member. If any changes, but just happen, I will definitely check today. Oh, you got to go see the line there of people who are not happy. SEMA does every year. You have to sign a disclosure for SEMA. Does what, Denny? Suzette says that she can transfer from CNB to credit union. Yes. Okay. Jim says these employees over there at the credit union better take a headache tablet or Xanax because I do believe it's not going to be an easy day for any of them. Be nice people. It's not the employee's policy. They're just abiding by the procedures set forth. Well, again, management clearly needs to do a better job at communicating with the general public and especially their members. So you do CNB to credit union online. Online how? Is it, Jess, is it a domestic transfer? I don't know how you're doing it. Payment to credit union online is through bill payment, not transfer. Oh, bill payment. So they send up on the bill, they show up on the bill payment list as like a vendor? Oh, really? Let me check and see. CNB. Bill payment, third party, transfers and payments. Select payment type. Bill payment, okay. And then you select the account you're going to pay it from. Biller, select biller. So credit unions on this list. Let me see. We have CI Cancer Society, HSA, CI Precast. All right, see it right there. Yes, so. Okay. I see it. That's how you do it. they show up. Let me just screenshot this for you. I can't show y'all my little coins I got in the bank now, but here's where it is. So it's under, and if you never knew this, there you go. So there you go, Scott. You can't do it as an EFT because they're not a bank, but you can do it as a bill payee. So there they are. They show up. You've got a USD and a KYD account. Thank you so much for answering that question, Carly and others. Appreciate it. Dean says no way to regulate them. Wow. And a lot of pensioners and civil servants use them. Money laundering 101. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say that they're laundering money, but I do think that the protections that you get with a commercial bank, again, you have to understand that you don't necessarily have that with credit union, and it is their board who is setting the pace over there. And, you know, sometimes in the past, and, you know, I'm not going to speak to the current CEO at credit union, but I have received a number of complaints over the years about management there, sometimes not being as professional as management could be. Everything from treating staff horribly, having high staff turnover. Lots of people at one point were leaving. All sorts of, you know, oh, we go to work and they're using profanity. I mean, like the top person now, you know, using profanity, cursing people out. I mean, listen, credit union employees have complained to me in the past about some of the egregious things that they have to put up with. One guy even claimed that he's being sexually harassed by a senior manager, and that's why he ended up leaving the credit union, because he said no to her advances. I was like, what the? Yes, honey child. Now that's a hot mess. So Dean says, what if you don't have a loan and it's just a savings account? Do I still have access to my shares? Well, I'm assuming you do. But again, that's probably a better question for the credit union. But I think they need to, obviously, the bottom line here is somebody needs to educate their membership. It really shouldn't be my job, to be honest, but I'm trying to help y'all. Thank you, Anissa. Natasha says transfer monthly from Butterfield as bill payment vendor. Can't transfer funds out to visit the bank in person, nor can a CU transfer to another CU. So, you mean on their online system, credit union can't transfer from one credit union account to another unless you have them set up to receive funds? Oh, this is weird. Oh, Scott says, found it. Thanks for the help. You're welcome. Yep, there you go. Question asked and answered. Yes, Scott, something to think about. Shall we only here to educate y'all? That's the best I can tell you. Take it or leave it. Deanne says SEMA's website says that they regulate the credit union. Well, that's funny, because when I filed an official complaint, they said at the time, and this is many, many years ago, that they didn't. And I'm pretty sure I might still have that correspondence, so I can try and dig that up. But they said the credit union is not a commercial bank, so there was nothing that they could do about my complaint. Maybe they were just saying that particular complaint, there's nothing that they could do anything about, which would be weird. But anyway, thank God for data protection, because that gives you an extra layer now of, you know, things that you can do. Okay. All right, question coming in. Good morning, caller. Welcome to the program.
Good morning, Sandy. Just a thought. Would it be possible if you could get somebody from credit union to come and, you know, shed some light and some truth,
child,
you know, on the questions that
we can certainly try. We can certainly try, but I wouldn't hold my breath.
Okay. Just a thought. Thank you.
All right, my dear. All right, we'll try. They like government people, child. They don't like to come on the show. Mm-hmm. Ay, ay, ay. Mhm. Okay. All right. Just checking a few messages here. So, speaking of really bizarre things that sometimes happen and you get very little notice, um, hmm, uh, .ky domain. So if you have a .ky domain, and I'm really thinking I should probably change my email address completely at this point. I've had this email address for oh god, so long. And email addresses, it's hard to change your email address because you have it tied to like so many things and account verifications and notices from like years ago. And then if you change it, those people might not be able to reach out to you. So you kind of, you're hard pressed to change your email address. So Saturday morning, I woke up and all of a sudden I did not have any access to my email. I was like, what's going on? So after some digging and contacting my hosting company, and they're like, well, it's not our problem, but looks like your domain no longer exists. So contact who you have your domain registered with. I was like, oh yeah, that's Uniregistry. Well, y'all know that Uniregistry, owned by Frank Schillings, has been sold. I don't know if he sold everything, but I think he may have, to GoDaddy. So GoDaddy now administers the .ky domain. Mm-hmm. So they sent out an email, I don't even know when, months ago, one singular email, which is unusual for GoDaddy because normally they send you a gazillion emails saying, oh, this, that, and the next thing. So apparently they sent out an email. Let me try and find it. Uniregistry. Let me see if I can find it. Saying, oh yes, we're taking over .ky with Uniregistry, and you need to change over your stuff to us, blah, blah, blah. I totally didn't even see that email. And now I have no access to my email because the domain doesn't exist. And then the crazy thing is, this was back in February. Is it February? March. Just a very nondescript email saying your Uniregistry account has been migrated. Welcome to GoDaddy. Except I had to set up something with GoDaddy. That never happened. And so they've taken down my domain. No warning, no nothing. I was like, what the heck? So I'm unable to get any personal emails. Thank God my CMR stuff is all separate for good reason. I would never register that in the Cayman Islands. I never wanted that to be a .ky for obvious reasons, right? So here's the thing now. I can't get access to anything email related. GoDaddy says, oh, you have to go through this website and you send this, that, and the next thing, blah, blah, blah. I've tried doing that, setting up my government issued ID, and still waiting for a response. Mm-hmm. So I don't know how long it takes to respond, but I'm like, can we get on it? Can we get some help around here? Oh, mess. So if you need to send me an email, you have to send it to my work email, which is CMR. You can send it to tips@caymanmallroad.com. Because right now I don't have any access to my personal email. I must admit my life has been a lot quieter though. Just getting work emails and nothing else. What a hot mess. All right, let's see. Okay, so this is in case you haven't figured it out, Ask Auntie Sandy Day. We got more questions coming in. Let's take a little commercial break. Let's see here. I'm reminding myself now. GoDaddy, y'all need to hurry up and give me access back. Marshall, what are you talking about? Cougars? Huh? Say what? Evelyn says this happened to me with my work email. They sent out an email from January. It's weird though, because I've heard of other companies having this issue, and like big companies, because again, they sent one little email and no one ever saw that coming. All you have to do is go into Uniregistry and pay and register. Mine was back up in 24 hours. We contacted them, and not Uniregistry because I guess they're not really around anymore, but we contacted GoDaddy and they were like, oh, can't help you. No, the thing is, when you try to log in to Uniregistry, that is being directed to GoDaddy. So there is no more Uniregistry account to log into. And then GoDaddy's like, well, we don't know who you are. They say I put in my domain. It says that it's taken. We might be able to help you get it, see how. So there's like a broker fee where they can try, and that's where I guess they'd reach out to me. But here's the problem. You're going to email me where to recover my, where exactly you're going to email me to recover my own domain. So I'm waiting on them to get back to me. GoDaddy gives you a number in the email. Well, we called them. They said, oh, you have to email. You can't do anything on the phone. And I've done that. And I've sent my ID. I'm just wondering how long that's going to take. So I'm still trying to see how I'm going to recover it. I don't know. I mean, I have they even said, oh, you have a new account number. But, let me see. New account number. Reset your password. We've emailed the password reset link to an email address that I don't have access to because the domain has disappeared. And then follow instructions in that email, which I can't do because I have no access to that account. Oh my God. So how do I? Yeah, but the problem is I don't have access to that email because that domain has gone poof into thin air. Yeah, I have the customer number and I'm trying to put that in. And then it says, oh, we're going to send you instructions to an email address. But now because the domain has disappeared, I don't have access to that. I don't know what to do. I mean, I did what they said to do, send us an ID. So now they're like, we've emailed your code to this email address. I don't have access to that email. Oh, Lord. Somebody says you need to have a backup email. You're right in the sense that I shouldn't use the email address tied to that account for that. I should always alternate, and I should totally have known that, but what a mess. Well, anyway, WhatsApp me if you and oh Lord, let me tell y'all if this artificial intelligence, oh my gosh, they have bots trying to communicate with you, and Lord Jesus. Let's take a commercial break and then I'm going to answer some more of your questions.
Hello, Cayman. If you have been chosen for the STEPS National Health Survey, thank you so much. But we still need your help. 1,000 more people need to participate in Step 3, the final step of the survey, to ensure that our data reflects the whole population of Cayman. We cannot do this without you. Help us shape Cayman's healthcare services. Say yes to Step 3. For more information, contact the STEPS team on 936-4969 or email mhwsteps@gov.ky.
For 20 years, we've committed to helping the people of the Cayman Islands live longer, healthier, and happier lives. But healthcare and the expectations of patients are rapidly evolving, and so must we. We have made incredible clinical and technological advancements and achieved JCI accreditation, the internationally recognized gold seal of approval for patient safety and quality of care. So it's time for our image to reflect our transformation from a local hospital to a world-class healthcare authority, with a new logo that symbolizes national duty and pride, a statement that reinforces our commitment to our patients every step of the way, with colors as bold as our mission to provide the highest quality healthcare. Dynamic, professional, skilled, committed, caring. This is HSA.
Now, y'all love Popeyes for my fried chicken, but the real ones also love my salty, flaky, covered in butter biscuits. Well, biscuit fans, have I got a treat for you. Introducing new, irresistible strawberry biscuits at Popeyes. The perfect balance of salty and sweet thanks to decadent strawberry bits baked right in and mouth-watering creamy icing on top. The perfect dessert for just $2.29. Or grab 6 pieces for $12.59.
Strawberry biscuits forever.
Not forever, I'm afraid, honey. Limited time only, and only at Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen on Eastern Avenue.
Ocean Ridge Heights offers an amazing opportunity to own a piece of land in idyllic Cayman Brac, right on the bluff, starting from $80,000. Located in a quiet residential area with high elevation, these lots are ideal for a future home or investment property and are sure to go fast. Cayman Brac offers a laid-back lifestyle, amazing pristine diving, limestone caves, diverse flora, along with amazing wildlife. Inquire about the owner financing options so that you can secure your piece of paradise today. With only a few lots remaining, these are sure to go before you know it. Contact Crichton Properties today on 345-949-5250 or info@crichtonproperties.com.
Recover Personal Injury Attorneys, helping injured people get what they deserve. Did you know that insurance companies have lawyers that represent their interests? Before signing and accepting any settlement, know your rights. Call us today for a free consultation at 924-9999. That's 924-9999. Recover. Your personal injury attorneys are on standby to assist.
All right, folks, welcome back. I have a number of people messaging me. I didn't know this was so. I thought this was just me, honey child. But Noelle says the same thing happened to me, Sandy. In the email, I opened the account and I no longer have access to it. So it took me over 2 months to go through all the crap to get me through. What? 2 months? Somebody else says, oh my God, this is crazy. I'm really interested in the resolution of the GoDaddy domain name. I've been around the moon and back in the past 2 weeks trying to recover my domain. Say, what? You guys are kidding me. Rennie, you're lucky. Says, I got the email and migrated mine before the deadline. Oh my God. So those of us who didn't are going to have to wait months in order to get this done? This is crazy. All right, hold on a second. Let me see if I can call GoDaddy. All right, give me a second now. I want to set up Bluetooth. Oh Lord. Can I even remember how to do this? So I'm going to set up this virtual channel as Bluetooth is already assigned. Reassigning it will unpair any associated wireless TX devices. Ooh. Do I want to reassign it? And then I'd have to add it back over there. Oh, Lord have mercy. Okay, so let me see now. When you're done, give me a call and I will tell you what to do. But I've already done that. I mean, I've already sent. What a heat. All right. So how do I add a device now? Hold on, y'all. Advanced. Ooh. Presets. Podcast studio, neutral broadcast. Oh, Lord have mercy. Out routing. Nope. Oh my goodness. I don't even know how to add a thing here. I want to call them. But I got to save money, so I can't be calling them direct, honey child. I got to call them using my calling app. Let me see now. How do I add? Let's see, processing. Oh gosh, y'all taxing my brain here today. Broadcast. Ugh. I have no clue what I'm doing. Hold on. Okay. Yes. No. Oh, good grief. I don't know how to add no device connected. Discoverable. Oh, maybe I need to turn off the Bluetooth and turn it back on. Let's see if I can find it. Other devices. Oh, here we go. I'm going to try calling GoDaddy. This might help us all. So pair that. Yes, that's the device. Okay, honey chill. So I'm connected. All right, let's try calling GoDaddy. GoDaddy. All right, what's their number? 1-800. That's another thing. I can't sign in. I'm trying to do this automated thing. Y'all, this AI just not getting it. We're working on connecting you with someone. One moment. Okay. Y'all heard the latest about AI? The Actors Guild of America is on strike, right? One of the concerns that people who play backup artists or backup actors and actresses, so they're the ones who, like, if you have a big ballroom scene and there's other people in the room dancing and whatever, they're like in the background. They have a serious concern about being replaced by AI. One woman shared how she actually went in for what she thought was a gig. Normally they get paid about $180 a day. And then we are working to connect you with someone. One moment. Okay. In the meantime, let me see if I can actually find a number. Help center about us. Why isn't their number like front and center where I can actually call somebody? More and more these companies are hiding from us. You can't even get a real number to call people anymore. It's like, oh, artificial intelligence will help you. I'm like, I don't need artificial intelligence. I need a real person. Can I not get? It's like you got to scroll. Where can I get a true 1-800 number? That's actually a question on their website because, oh Lord, they don't want you to talk to a person. Chat with a specialist. I actually want to call somebody. I want to talk to a real person. Where's tech support? Let me see. Contact us. Oh, thank you. Somebody else just sent it to me. They're like, girl, I got them on speed dial trying to resolve this issue. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I just got to the page as well. Oh, they want you to chat. They want you to text them, and they're not like real people. Oh, stop asking me ridiculous questions. Why can't I hear it? Hold on now. Hello? I can't actually. Oh, good grief. We might just have to put this on speakerphone.
For your security, please enter your 4-digit PIN followed by the pound or hash sign. If If you do not have this information,
Mm-hmm.
I'm a virtual assistant.
Ugh,
I can understand
Lord.
what you say. So to make sure I get you to the right place, how can I help you?
Customer service. I want to talk
I'll
to
get you over
person.
to a guide, but so I don't send you to the wrong one, please tell me why you're calling today.
Account recovery.
No problem. What's going on with your account?
I would like to recover it.
Please hold for 1 moment.
Okay. Good morning.
1 moment while I connect you with a guide for account support. Sorry for the delay. Our representatives are helping customers just like you make a statement on the web. Your call is just as important to us. Please stay on the line, and a representative will be with you soon.
Okay.
Your estimated wait time is 3 minutes.
Okay, that's not
if
too
you
bad.
prefer to hold without music, press the pound or hash sign now.
So why can't I hear it through the board? Hold on. Oh, good grief. I don't know. Bluetooth. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me go back to this one. Can I do this one as Bluetooth? Okay. Oh gosh, I don't know what I'm doing here. Presets. Reassign. Okay. GoDaddy's never changed this music that you have to listen to. Honestly. So why can't I hear it through the board? This is going to require some tech support. Broadcast, podcast studio. Oh my goodness. This is supposed to be pretty straightforward, but only Lord knows. Sandy's iPhone Prime. But why can't I hear you? I can't hear anything. Can anybody hear anything? No. Okay. Okay. I think you're supposed to be able to press that. And then press something to give you audio output. Anyway, we'll have to figure that out later because I don't know what I'm doing. All right. Alejandro's having a good chuckle. Evelyn says you'll be doing that all morning. Oh my gosh. Automation is too funny. Listen, I'm just like, can we get a live person, non-AI? Soon we won't even know who we're talking to. Morning, Siobhan. All right, folks, if you're just joining us, we're trying to see if we can get a hold of GoDaddy to help us out here. Those of us who've lost control. It seems like I'm not the only one. I was thinking I was unique, but I just never saw that email. Ooh, person.
This is Rich from Hosting and Sales Support.
Hi, good morning. This is Sandra Hill. I'm calling from the Cayman Islands. GoDaddy has recently taken over the management of our .ky domain. And there's a number of people here who have lost access to their domains as a result of that. And of course, you sent an email months ago, only one email, I should note, that a lot of people didn't see. And now to try to recover the domain, it's using an email address that's tied to that domain. So I don't have access to that. Now I called on Friday and I was told there was a website to go through to and that I should upload my passport. I did all of that and I still haven't heard from you guys. So how long does this process normally take?
I'll be checking the previous note here so I could see what exactly happened on your account. Can you provide the domain name? Can you spell it out for me?
Yes, skills, skills.ky.
Okay, so when I tried to check here, you were advised to fill out the account recovery form, right? And it was actually created. It was actually created on just on the 28th. So it will take up to 72 hours for the relevant team to get back to you. As long as the form was submitted successfully, they will get back to you after 3 or 72 hours.
Well, the 28th was Friday. Today is now Tuesday. That's more than 72 hours. That's
do you have like an account number that I could get so I could make a follow-up?
Yes, let me try to find it again. Hold on one second. Which email was that? Okay, just give me 1 second. I need to mute myself so the entire island does not hear my account number. Hold on 1 second. Let me just play some music.
Mga kabayan, nakatutok po kayo sa Cold Hard Truth, hatid ni Sandy Hill, ang nangungunang talk show sa Cayman, ang boses ng masa.
Recovery form, right?
Yes.
Do you have like a ticket number that I could follow up so I could follow up to the account recovery?
No, I don't recall it giving me one. No.
How about try to check your email?
I check my emails every 2 seconds.
Were you able to successfully submitted the form?
Yes, I think so. Now I received an email, but I don't know if this is from GoDaddy. Let me tell you something. I received an email, but I have no idea if this is from GoDaddy because it doesn't say that it is, but it does say account recovery team. It has no logo from GoDaddy. It has nothing. Is that from you guys? Is that how you send your correspondence?
Actually, no, that's not from us.
So that's probably spam now. And, I haven't received anything from you guys.
Okay, let me just check.
Is there can anyone in that department speak with me? Like the recovery department? Is there like a supervisor that I can get a hold of?
Actually, account recovery department will, they just an email department. They don't have the queue for phones.
They don't have phones.
They are only an email, so this is an offline team.
Okay. Well, do you have an email address of a supervisor in that department?
I'll be checking because actually you don't have the account recovery ticket, so I could make a follow-up.
Well, the thing is, I don't know what or who it's trying to email because obviously I don't have access to my regular email address, so I don't know what to tell you.
When you fill out the account recovery form, what is the email address that you use?
Yes, it tips, TIPS, at.
Can you spell that phonetically? so I could get it correctly.
T as in tango. I as in indigo. P as in, I don't know, Paul. S as in Sam. At. Cayman as in the island. Cayman.
I'm sorry, after this, what is that?
After the at. C as in Charlie.
Sorry, but you're cutting in and out.
C as in Charlie. A as in apple.
Yeah, it's kind of been static. There are part of your voice that suddenly.
Yes. Is this any better? All right. C as in Charlie. A is in apple. Y is in yellow. M as in mango. A is in apple. N is in Nancy. C-A-Y-M-A-N. And then M is in Mary. A is in apple. R is in, I don't know, red. L is in Lima. .com. Mm-hmm. No, that's not, that's the, you just ask for the, no, miss, you ask for the email address that I provided you all to get back to me. Lord Jesus Christ. You didn't ask for the domain. You said, what's the email address? The email address is tips at Cayman Marl Road. Did I spell road in there? .com. Yes. Yeah, Cayman Marl. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yes, go ahead. Yes, let's do that.
So T for Tom, I for India, P as in Papa, S for Sam, dot, C for Charlie, A for Alpha.
No. Miss, not dot, at.
Yeah, at.
Yeah, okay.
Tips at Cayman. So let me repeat. So tips as in TIPS at C for Charlie, A for Alpha, Y for Yankee, M as in Mary, A for Alpha, R for Robert.
No.
R for Robert.
Wait. Cayman is Cayman as in Nancy. And then it's M as in. Yeah, then it's M for Mary.
Okay, so Cayman, it's the last letter of Cayman is N as in Nancy, followed by M as in Mary.
Yes.
And then A as in Alpha, R for Robert, L for Lima.
Yes.
And then road, ROA.com.
ROAD.com, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and check on that. The account recovery. So kindly stay on the line. I'll be placing this call in hold.
Yes, thank you very much. What a hot mess.
So just stay on the line, okay?
Okay, all right, no problem.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks too. Ah, boy. I still don't know why I can't I can't seem to connect this phone. All right. Well, folks, let's see if we can make any headway. Let me see. Someone says might be useful. Hold on, let me see here. Okay. When you're done, give me a call. There's a way around it, really? All right. Well, this is a lesson, and always have your backup email completely separate and apart from this person says, Sandy, keep me confidential. You can go online. You can do online transfers from bank to the credit union bank account. The accounts department then makes the deposit to individual member accounts from the funds received via BOB. That sounds awfully manual, but okay. So you can do online transfers from other bank. Yeah, so we figured out we can do it as a bill payment. That's what other person says. Butterfield does a check, I believe. It's not by EFT. You can transfer funds from other banks to the credit union by using bill payment. Yep. We're listed as a payee. You put in your name, your number, description, and we'll credit the funds to your account. Okay. Okay. Ay. What a hot mess. This person says, it's madness. It's about credit union. Now they have service fees as of yesterday. What do you mean by service fees? What kind of service fees? Credit union charging service fees? This is new? Do tell. What do you mean? Okay. Well, they'll soon erode all the benefits of being with them for sure. And y'all just go right on over to CNB. Tell CNB Sandy sent you. Okay. Maybe also address the expensive fees that they charge for .ky accounts compared to other accounts, such as .com. Yes, because it was always considered a premium. Like I tell you, now that I'm thinking about it, I should really change from my .ky in any event. But it's just that there's like so many things linked to that, right? Like I'm trying to think of how easy that would be. Lord, you'd have to plan it well in advance to migrate all sorts of stuff over. It's almost not worth it, to be honest. Yeah. Jeez. Some of these domains are like all $4,000. Here's one, skill.tech. They want $6,499.99. No, sir. They must be crazy. I don't need a domain that badly. Let's answer another question while they have me on hold. Somebody wants to do a birthday shout out to their wife, Yolanda Ebanks. Happy birthday, Yolanda. She is all of 51 years young today. Someone's asking, ask the premier why Emancipation Day is not celebrated in the Cayman Islands. Well, I know last year it came up and he did indicate that they were looking into it. So I will follow up right now, sending the premier message as we speak. This person says, first on my account in 4 years on the shares, they're charging you a service fee of $2. What a hot mess. I see two So how is it supposed to save when they're taking out $4 a month? Oh, Lord Jesus. Minano. So this is the first time they're seeing service fees as well. Maybe they forgot to send out that memo. Ay. Yes, I'm still on hold, honey child. Sends a few to Offreg. Sends a few what? Sends a few to Offreg for every account using .ky. A few what? So somebody else says, I just received this a minute ago. What is this? Oh, okay. Cayman Emancipation Month? We have such a thing? I don't know. Oh, now the hold music is getting exciting, honey child. Now I can tap my foot to this one. A little bit of jive and jiggle. Yes, sir. Thank you for reading, Sandy. We are aware savings and shares accounts are different. However, the only reason why we use the shares is the aisle dividends are paid on the shares. Yeah, child. Might have to rethink. This other person says, good morning, Miss Sandy. If the credit union is going to be... Oh, I think I read this one already. Okay, got it. Before the banks were paying interest for having your money in their banks. Now we're paying them all kinds of ridiculous fees. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-mm. What a mess. Ask your immigration department, why are they granting permits with illegalities? Huh? What is that in relation to Denver? What do you mean permits with illegalities? This person is in the Cayman Islands, by the way. GoDaddy is an American company that uses people, obviously, in India, the Philippines, and all over the world. They must have call centers. Yes, hello.
I'm still waiting for the feedback of the advance.
Okay.
I'm just waiting for the feedback of the account recovery team.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll be asking more time from you. Will that be okay?
Okay, sure.
Okay, thank you so much, and just stay on the line.
All right, thank you. Mm-hmm. When you get on the line, you don't want to give up your spot, so you just hold on tight, honey chill. Just keep holding. What? This is strange. Okay. All right, so let's move on to another complaint that we received this morning. We got some time left. I think we can do another Q&A. Mm-hmm. 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 Okay. All right. So let Let me see here now. So this question came in. Hold on a second. Let me just find it again. This person said, okay. Hey, Sandy, on a different topic. Has anyone complained to you about issues with the, is it Shangang? Is that how they pronounce that? Shangang dealership? I know of several persons who've had issues with their Shangang vehicles, and the lack of professionalism at the dealership is appalling. Worth looking into, as not everyone has a lawyer to challenge them. One person finally got a response after threatening them to come to you. People are having to wait 1 year plus for a replacement part, etc. Who's the dealership? This is that Chinese brand of vehicle, Chang'an or Shangang or whatever it's called. Who's the local dealer for this? Let me see something now. Shangang. Okay, man. So this is who? Track Automotive? Is that who's the dealer for them? Is it Track Automotive? Or is it Vamp Motors? Oh, it's Track. Is that who you guys buying these from? Y'all should know better. Lord Jesus, y'all just don't know. Hold on. I know somebody else who's having a problem with theirs as well. So it's funny that we get this message. So the official dealer is Track. Well, they've gone down from selling Mercedes to selling this Chinese place. No, sir. Shangang or whatever. Chang'an. Let me tell y'all something. Not all that glitters is gold. Okay? Y'all gonna get a tough lesson here this morning. Track is the dealer. I would not do business with them if they were the last people on this island to do business with in terms of buying a car. They used to be the Mercedes dealer, and Mercedes ripped that from them because of poor service. This person says, oh, I believe that's Chris Vanderbilt, the same skank shark, maybe is what he meant to say, that lost the Mercedes dealership. Alan Bernardo? Or is it Chris? Anyway, I don't care. I don't give two hoots who it is. Let me tell you something. Track, First of all, I'm sorry, but I'm not buying a Chinese-made car under any circumstances. I don't care. The Germans make a much better vehicle. The Americans, I would go with an American-made car over a Chinese-made car. Oh, it looks pretty. It's got all these fancy things, whatever, and half it don't even work. Somebody says, yes, please address them. Ooh, honey child, y'all need to do your research before you get. This is a brand new car that somebody got up on a flatbed that not working. Or what's the story here? Ooh, the phone lines all of a sudden blowing up. All right. First of all, who owns the dealership? They were not their Benz dealer. Chris was. His place is Auto House. Oh, so Track is a different company. It just wasn't replaced by. That's new ownership. Well, I wouldn't deal with Chris either, to be honest, because he proved to be less than honest with me. And you only have to show me your true colors once, honey child. He actually took a part off of somebody else's car when I had my little A series back in the day, put it on my car and lied to me about, oh yeah, we got it in quicker from Germany than we thought because it was going to take like 2-3 months to get here. This is back in the day. And so by him taking it off of somebody else's vehicle because they were off island and putting it in my vehicle, I'm like, didn't you just void their warranty and potentially void mine? I'm like, who does that? And then, he's such a bully that after I called him out on it, he got in my face and tried to yell me into the ground. I said, oh, honey child, you better step off this because this not happening today. I don't care how big you are. You need to step back. I mean, he was in my face yelling and cursing going on. And I was sitting there like, WTF? Are you kidding me? I got to tell y'all something on a personal level. It was in that moment that I knew that my ex-husband was going to be my ex-husband because he stood there and made this oversized baboon attack me verbally and get in my face like he wanted to attack me physically. And he did and said nothing in the moment. And then after the fact, he went back and called Chris, like, oh, let's just smooth this over. She'll soon calm down. Dude, you lied to me. You just took a used part and put it on my car and charged me for it, by the way, when the car was supposed to still be under warranty. Well, y'all know that didn't go down well. Ooh, this is back in the day. I found Mercedes and all the way in Germany. And I emailed them and they were like, what? I said, yep. That's exactly what he did. Lied about how the part had come in, charged me full price. They said, ma'am. Yes. Hello.
Oh, Sandra, I already contacted the account recovery team.
Yes.
And they're checking your request based on the email address that you used when you fill out the form, and they cannot see any ticket for the email that you used.
Really? Well, I sent my very passport.
Yeah.
So. Tell me how to do this over again, because I really don't have time to waste.
Okay, sure. No worries. So for you to have control on the domain, so all you have to do is to open another browsing tab. Go to changeupdate.com.
I did all this already, but okay. Yes.
And full access to the domain. Or access to the domain. And then you have to fill out the form.
All right, I'm doing it again because I did it on Friday. I did this on Friday. Oh, Lord. Tips at CaymanMarlRoad.com. All right, I'm going to do it again. 324-1612. And what's the turnaround time, you say?
The turnaround time is 72 hours.
Oh, good Lord. Is there any way to expedite this? Because I did fill this out and send this to you all on Friday.
If there is an expired domain, since you mentioned the domain was expired, therefore they're gonna put priority on it.
Really?
Just try to submit the form so I could follow up on them while I'm still have the account recovery representative on the chat.
All right, hold on. Let me just find my passport again because I just scanned it. Where is it? Give me 1 second here.
Sure.
Let me just see where I put it the other day. Oh, good grief. Let me just see if I can find this. So, where is it? Scanned it. Okay, let me just check my email because I think it's not coming in there. All right, let me see where I saved it in my email. Friday. 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 All right, hold on 1 second. I'm just trying to re-find the documents. The Xerox. What a hot mess. Okay. Okay, save as. Yes. Okay, uploaded ID. Valid ID. Click on next. Is there a company listed in the account or domain holder? I don't even know. Morning caller is you have to cancel the two-step verification. I'm trying to access your account too. I don't know that matters. Reason for canceling two-step. Okay, whatever. Any additional information that you'd like to include? So I did say to email me at this address because I cannot get access to the other one. I have no access to my domain. All right, next. I agree to the conditions. I'm not a robot. I don't know about anybody else, but I say no. And then submit.
It's once you click the submit button, and then it was successfully submitted, there will be like a confirmation from the account recovery team,
but
and
miss,
you will see the account number.
Okay, I just asked you earlier about this other email that I received, if that could be it, but it doesn't make any reference to GoDaddy. And you actually said, no, that wasn't it. But based on the confirmation number, that has to be it. So I'm going to give you that. That doesn't make any sense that some fraudster is going to know that number. So you just hold on 1 minute, ma'am. I think you might be a little bit confused with something here. No.
They got the new request now.
No, you just hold on a second. I'm going to give you confirmation that this was sent on Friday. One minute for me. Because now I see what your confirmation numbers look like. Try ART. That is your email. It just doesn't make... Because it says account recovery team, it makes no mention of GoDaddy. Nothing in the email says GoDaddy. Nothing in the body says GoDaddy. But that format, it says change/update request, is the same format now that I'm seeing for this other ID number as well. So that has to be your company.
Yeah, I provided that to the account recovery team. So let's just wait for their feedback.
Oh, okay. Because I'm not going to wait another 72 hours if I don't have to. That's ridiculous. When I submitted it on Friday.
Yeah, I'll make a follow-up on that one. And I provide the ticket number.
All righty. Put me on hold again, I guess. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Lord Jesus. I'm like, that didn't look right. Anyway, let's get back to the Shang Shuang, whatever. Okay, caller, morning. Sorry.
Good morning, Sandra.
Oh Lord.
What a trail.
My dear.
What a trail. You know, Sandra, I just took a minute off work, right? So I don't want to throw you off because you're giving some good information from this morning, right? But I just wanted to say for all the listeners that two things. Where if you are a person that you have events at any of the public parks that we always book the cabanas. It is no longer through Public Works. It is now through Public Lands Commission. I just found out that, so I don't think that I'm the only one that didn't know that. So that's one thing, and it's a very tedious task as well. So good luck with that. But no longer on the Public Works. You have to go through Public Lands Commission. Second thing is school reopens on August 24th. Some people have been asking me, so I went ahead and found out. So yeah, August 24th. Sandra, have a real good day and take it easy. And people, that's a language bar they have, and they're not from Yamalo. So keep with it. Good luck.
Thank you, my dear.
Alrighty, bye.
I just need to get my domain back. Okay, let's talk about the Shenyang people tomorrow. I think that's going to take more time than we have today. And by the way, breaking news this morning, this is sad news. The CEO of Proven Bank, Benjamin Freeman, has passed away. Oh my gosh. Wow. So sad to hear. Okay, we're getting a lot of calls about these Shenyang people. So I tell you what, we'll talk about them tomorrow because they sound like a hot mess. So condolences to the family of this man, Mr. Benjamin Freeman from Proven Bank. He's died. My goodness, how sad. Gabby says them Chinese boy can get a knockoff Gucci bag, iPhone, and car all in one place. It then becomes a question of quality, unfortunately. No, sir. Track Automotive is a dealer, and if you saw one at Tony's Toys, they're trying to fix it. Oh, yes, Magdalene. Apparently he was sick. Oh, how sad. Summer, I feel like Summer been 2 months, girl. Alan is also partner in Harmonic Funds. Oh, I'm so sad to hear of his passing. Wow. Oh my goodness. All right, let's talk about track tomorrow. Shenyang, is that how it's pronounced? Shenyang vehicle there? I don't know, child, but they sound like a hot mess. Stick with Japanese. That's why everybody loves a Honda. Because you're not going to have too many problems with them, honey, jail. And they're going to keep on clicking. Amori says the plus behind having shares at credit union is the dividends. If your dividends go into your shares and you can't access your shares now until you pay off your mortgage, what's the point? Yes, it's a good question, Amori. And I wish I had an answer for you. But do they normally pay the dividends into that same account? Well, that sounds like a hot mess and then some. So track is Alan Bernardo. I'm sorry, but there's certain things that I cannot, I don't know anything about the dog situation, Ms. Brenda, so there's nothing I can tell you. The woman sent it and said they were trying to steal her dog. Here's the video, and that was it. All right, tomorrow we'll talk about Chinese-made products. Sometimes you've got to be careful. They don't always, sounds like they're having a problem over there. We'll look into it. Go to Car City. Buy yourself a nice Honda. Car City is K-Manion owned 1,000%, bringing in, they're going to stand behind their product. Sometimes products have a problem, no matter who they are for or who they make them, whatever. But you got to know that whoever owns the dealer here is going to stand behind it no matter what. And then they take up the headache with the manufacturer, and then, you can take it from there. All right. Let's deal with that hot mess of a situation tomorrow. Send me all your complaints about Shangang, Shangoon, Shangwang Chung noodles, and we'll pick it up tomorrow. Until then, I'm going to try to sort out my situation with GoDaddy. I'll let y'all know tomorrow if I make any headway getting my domain back, okay?
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of The Cold Hard Truth on Bobo 89.1 FM. Cayman's #1 talk show is live weekdays from 7:30 a.m. Never miss an episode again. Watch anytime on CMR's Facebook and YouTube channels for the latest show episodes. Don't forget to follow us online on our social media channels. And visit CaymanMarlRoad.com for all the latest news and community happenings.